Let's be honest, living paycheck to paycheck is not fun. I remember when I was living there, it sucks. So I will tell you, once you decide who you're gonna be and change your money mindset, your money has no choice but to grow. The lie that keeps millions stuck, and I'm underestimating it, is the rationalization. If I just made more money, I'd finally get ahead. Be honest, how many of you are thinking that? That one sentence is the most expensive lie you believe. Now let's look at belief. Belief is the invisible force that drives everything you and I do. So the truth is, the more income has never once fixed a low money identity. It's impossible. We will never outperform our identity. And what's really costing you, and here's the part nobody wants to talk about, you start working more and more hours every year. Be honest. How many of you go to that? If I want to earn more money, I just got to work more hours. I got to grind harder. And you're always telling yourself, I'm so busy. And then you lose out on opportunities with that lie. And the money never matches the effort. You've quietly accepted a smaller version of what's possible and start calling it realistic. That's not a budgeting problem. That's a relationship with money problem. That's an identity running on autopilot every year, and you keep wondering, when is it going to change? Why hasn't it happened? I've watched all these videos, but nothing is changing, and that's when people quit. Don't quit, don't ever give up, because all you're missing is the right formula. You're missing the right direction. There is a number set inside of you right now. There is for me as well. Your bank account is only catching up to it. And you have to understand how the money thermostat really works. We have a thermostat in every area of our life. We have it around money, we have it around habits, we have it around credit card debt, we have it around any type of weight goal you have. Your income has a thermostat. You set it to 70 degrees and the room fights to stay at 70. Now, so let's look at it financially. You start making more than what you normally make, you're going to find a way to spend it, to lose it, or to give it back. Now, I was at that point, and I was at that point where enough was enough. Now, I want you to comment, enough is enough, in the comments if that is you, because you have got to give your mind a command. I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I hope my comments have everybody saying enough is enough. Now, maybe you are thinking, make less, what's going to happen? You're going to scramble back to what feels normal. So you're going to start seeing all of a sudden the deals start closing to get you back to the thermostat. It works both ways. You always return to what you believe is normal for you. Now I'm going to say that again. You always return to what you believe. Now you may be sitting there thinking, Arash, I believe I should be earning more. I agree with you. It doesn't matter what we believe intellectually. It matters what we believe in our deep subconscious mind. I will be at seminars and I will tell clients in the audience, and I will ask them, I'll say, do you believe you can earn $1 million a year? And then they'll say yes. And then I'll say, do you believe it subconsciously? Right away, they hesitate. I say, see, you don't believe it. See, that is the test you got to give yourself, because energy doesn't lie. If you believe it on a subconscious, it'll be boom, right away. And if you don't believe me, watch the pattern. See, we got to get so good at identifying our patterns. That is what exposes the truth. The lottery winner, bankrupt within a few years. You think it's by accident? The big commission earner, followed by the surprise expense that took it all back. Have you been there? You have your best month, and then you go right back. I have a client that I'm mentoring, and he had his first $100,000 month this year. And right away, literally the day after, you know what he said to me? He said, I don't believe I could do it again. Thermostat came right back, and guess what happened? He went right back down. Now we are creating his wealth identity, and that's what this whole video is about. Now, what income number feels normal to you right now? Not what you want, what is natural, where you could accept it right away. That is your thermostat, and all you have to do is look at your current results of what you've been earning over the last several months. That will tell you the truth of what is normal. Now, where did that number come from? Let's ask ourselves. You're a spiritual being living in a physical body, If one person can create great wealth, so can you. But why are you stuck at a number you don't want? You didn't choose your money setting, it was installed. What money meant in your house before you were 10 years old, you inherited that if you haven't consciously worked on changing it. What did you hear? We can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. See, that's what everybody is growing up as, and then they become adults and they wonder why they keep thinking everything's expensive. It's not expensive. It's you have a money issue. See, we got to heal our money wounds. 95% of your daily money behavior is still running on that old program. We've got to get rid of that program. It's a virus code. You are capable of so much more. You want more, but that is constantly keeping you in your own mental prison. But it's not your fault that it's there, but it is your job to change it. And I hope over the next few minutes, you have made a big internal shift that enough is enough, that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you are going to truly create a magnificent relationship with money. Now, let's look at this. There's scarcity thinking, there's abundance thinking. Now, there are only two ways to see money. One individual is seeing it via scarcity, the other based on abundance. Now, the scarcity thinker, there's never enough. Everything they talk about is the gas prices, the interest rates, the economy. They're spending all their time in worry, doubt, and fear, and focusing all their energy on what they don't want. Then there's the person who has a wealth consciousness. All they are thinking about is abundance. They see everything as supply. There is so much supply out in the world. It's not like it's limited, but it's limited in one's thinking. Money is energy. It has to be circulated. You release it and it returns multiplied. You can never attract the very thing you're terrified of losing. You have to be detached from it. But you have to understand, just like I'm energy, you're energy, money is energy. Now, you never attract what you want, you attract what you are. I want you to pause real quick, and I want you to do a course check. Where is your state right now? What is automatically coming through your mind? That is exactly what you are right now. Your results tell you not what you're capable of, but what you've been in the past. So money is meant to move. Hold it in a closed fist and it stops flowing to you. You've got to let it circulate. Every time we spend money, we're at a spiritual altar. We're either counting blessings into our life or we feel like something is being taken away from us. See, most people are feeling when they spend, they're losing. No, you are increasing. You are circulating and it's coming back to you 10 times. You have to create that habit every time you spend. I don't care if you spend $4 at Starbucks, say, I'm so grateful to circulate this. This is coming back increased tenfold. Invest it. Give it freely. And it's going to return to you an avalanche of abundance. Do this for 30 days. You watch, you're going to have these synchronicities showing up for you. You're going to have these random appearances. You're going to say, that came out of the blue. It didn't come out of the blue. You've been creating it because now you're planting abundance inside of you. Generosity isn't losing money. It's proving to yourself there's always more. You want to be so generous. Now, do you have a receiving problem? There's a lot of people who are great givers, but they don't understand the combination of money. You have to be a great giver and you have to be an even better receiver. Most people have receiving problems. Most people can earn the money, they just can't keep it. They're saying, God, I'm earning this money, why can't I keep it? It comes in, then it leaves just as fast. That's identity. Now, you get a win, then an emergency appears. Then it takes it all back. So you're always chasing money no matter how much your skill set is improving. We have to be in great receivership. Receivership is about detachment. Receivership is about living from the end. Receivership is about being emotionally free. That's not a money problem, it's a receiving problem. Are you getting a compliment? Somebody says, you look nice, and then you say, no, you look nice. All you have to do is say thank you. That's receivership. You have a receiving problem, not a money problem. But understand this, money is shy and timid. It must be attracted. So you have to think bigger. You have to serve at a higher level. You have to improve your skill set. You have to build standards. Then all of a sudden, money's going to come to you. What closes the hand and tightens it up is guilt. You buy something, you feel guilty. You'll spend it on somebody else, but not yourself. And believing wanting more makes you greedy. You should want so much more. Want creates abundance. Want is the essence of our being. Our soul is for expansion and growth. Want is a starting point of transformation. But you don't keep it in the wanting state, because that wanting state still states you don't have it. So we got to take it in the knowing state. That's that desired state. And you do it with repetition of seeing yourself already in possession of the good you desire. Unworthiness is a massive problem in the world. It's because people don't understand it. Unworthiness is that quiet belief that this isn't for someone like me. You came into this world worthy. You're going to leave the world worthy. Your job is just to accept it and stop chasing it. See, most people are wearing a mask for different people that keep showing them why they're unworthy. I had a client, I love her so much. And she said, Arash, I don't like people. I said, well, you like me? She said, well, you're different. I said, well, I'm people. So I said, you don't like some people because you haven't healed those wounds from your past. I said, but you are blocking yourself from so many opportunities and for the thing you want more, which is to raise your income over $1 million. And I said, I'm not going to accept it. I want you to accept with me right now that you are already worthy and you're going to heal those wounds. Well, she did it and she broke $1 million a year later. You think this doesn't work? Test it. Don't believe me. Just don't not believe me. Test it for yourself. Where in your life do you flinch? Do you tighten up when money shows up? That's going to tell you where your trigger is. That's going to tell you where your story around money is. It's very simple. Change your story, change your life. Well, how do I change my story? I have to identify where my triggers are. I have to identify where my patterns are. So I will tell you this, if you want more money right now, and you want it in abundance, and you want it naturally to show up and make wealth a natural expression of who you are, you've got to heal these money wounds. You have to heal them, or else you're going to grind your way the rest of your life. How do you reset the set point? It's very simple. You accept a bigger idea of yourself. I want you to see yourself already in possession of the good you desire. That's the first step. And you have to, number one, decide to be wealthy. Not a wish, not someday. You make a committed, irrevocable decision and mix it with discipline that I am the person that naturally receives wealth. That's number one. And I'm talking about a real decision. A real decision is you never go back to lack and limitation. Now, you have to train yourself, so be kind to yourself because it's going to take time. Because you have 20, 30, 40, 50 years, depending on your age, of all these bad money programs. A real decision means death of everything opposite to it. So you don't give it any life anymore. You literally starve your old story. You starve your old self. And all you're doing is feeding your future self. If you didn't act on it that same day, you didn't decide. You hoped. You said, I'm going to do it, and you never did it. That's not a decision. That's a hope, and that is what is running your old program. That is how the old self keeps you stuck in a mental prison. See, most people aren't in a physical prison. They're in a mental prison. They don't even know it. They're committed to suffering. I want you to commit to freedom. Nothing happens, nothing moves until you and I make a decision. A decision is, this is who I'm going to be, and everything else I'm not giving my attention. And understand this, attention is one of our greatest currencies. When you keep focusing on what you don't want, you're literally flushing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars down the toilet. When you focus on what you want, you are depositing money into your invisible bank account. And I'm talking hundreds of thousands over time, millions over time. So let's ask ourselves, because you haven't controlled your mind, you haven't disciplined your thinking, well, how can you earn more money? So how much has it cost you to this point over the last year, over the last 3 years? You've got to discipline your thinking. Now, step 2 is raise your standard. Most people are bringing everything in their life down to their current standard of living. They have it ass backwards. You have to bring your standard of living up to how you want to live, and everything in the world comes from commitment. The universe responds to the state we're being and committed decisions. And the world will start rearranging itself, and all of a sudden you have opportunities you've never had. You take action you've never taken before. That's what happens when you raise your standard. Goals are what we aspire to be. Goals are what you want. Standards are what you accept. That is who you are being right now. That is what the universe is responding to. Decide today what you will no longer tolerate for your life. Now, I don't mean it. I want you to pause this video. I want you to pause it right now and decide what no longer serves me. Now, the thermostat is just your standard wearing a disguise. That's what a thermostat is. So I want you to live the most free life. I hate watching people suffer. I hate watching people struggle. Why? Because I know the other side of it. I've been on both sides of it. And you don't deserve to suffer. But you've got to do it yourself. No one is going to do it for you. I can't think for you. I can teach you how to think. I can't teach you what to think. I can teach you how to think. You don't rise to your goals. You always fall to your standards. I'm going to say that again. You have to implant this. Most people have goals. I bet you right now, if I asked you what your goal is, you would have it. But if I ask you what your standard is, it doesn't match that goal. That's for most people. So we've got, as soon as you set a goal, we focus on one standard. One standard takes 60 days to install to identity level. And when you do that, your goals are going to start coming so much faster. See, what is standard? It's a system for goals. See, you could achieve one goal through willpower, but when you build standard after standard after standard after standard, you know what you're doing? You're going to achieve thousands of goals, literally thousands in your lifetime. Now, step 3, reprogram that number every day. What is the number you want? I would love for you to type it in the chat. Why? Because I want you to give it life. And I would love for you to own that number. For example, if you want to earn $1 million, put $1 million. But if you want to earn $50,000 a month, you start putting that number inside of you. Every 3 hours, you set an alarm. Now, most people won't do this. I'm going to tell you this. I give this to all my clients. And then when that alarm comes on every 3 hours for 2 minutes, you repeat your money goal. I am so happy and grateful now that I am the man or I am the woman that naturally, consistently, and effortlessly is earning $50,000 or more every single month, and I love it. You do that for 2 minutes, over and over and over again. And then you review those 3 hours prior and say, what state was I in? Let's say you were in a state of lack. Okay, the next 3 hours, you bulletproof yourself because you're course correcting. Now, you do that in 30 days, your consciousness is going to change, opportunities are going to change, people are going to be coming around you that never came around you before, that are going to be the fulfillment of whatever your desire is. Now, keep physical cash in your wallet. Why? Because your subconscious needs to see money. And you've got to make money a friend. You've got to get comfortable holding it. See, most people are speaking bad about money, so money never comes in their life. You've got to change your attitude and your relationship to money. Practice mental spending. I want you to spend $10,000 a day in your mind. When you get a bill, I want you to see it as a check. Remember, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is real or what is vividly imagined. So when a nice car drives by, you say, I can pay for that, until the number starts scaring you. That's how you know you've changed your relationship to money. And when the old programming talks back, because it will, because it is a 12-round battle, the old program is dying for you to come back to safety. But this is what I want you to tell yourself. I don't need your protection anymore. And when it comes up, well, why are you working so hard at this? This never has worked for you. You say, that was who I used to be. This is what I'm creating now. I am earning $100,000 or more every month. I don't know when it's going to happen. All I know it's going to happen. And then you get so good at rejecting ideas that no longer are in harmony with the life you want to live. You do not accept anything that is not in harmony. You do that for 30 days, you're going to do it for the next 30 years. Now, and then you replace what you're rejecting. So let's say a thought of lack came in. You say, cancel, reject. If one person can do it, I could do it. You do it within a second. Now remember what the great Viktor Frankl taught us. Between stimulus and response is where our power lies. And you have 1 second to reject. If you don't reject, you accept, and your subconscious has no ability to think, it goes right into your subconscious, and I promise you it's going to show up in some area in your life. But you've got to do this for 30 days. I'm asking you to do a 30-day test. of accepting and rejecting. It is going to change your discipline. It is going to change the game for you. Remember this, every morning in front of the mirror, I am so happy and grateful now that I am the man or I am the woman that is earning $100,000 or more, $50,000 or more, whatever your goal is every month, and I love it. And then you say, how does it feel? Amazing. Isn't this wonderful? You neutralize your old self and you keep doing it. Look in your eyes. Why? Because our eyes are the window to our soul and it seeps deep into our subjective mind. Before this video ends, I want you to do 3 things. Write down the monthly number that scares you. Scares you even a little bit. I want that number written down. Set the recurring alarm on your phone every 3 hours, right now, while the idea is hot. And then I want you to decide who you're going to become. I want you to own it. Forget about how it's going to happen. The how is not your job. The how is God's job. The what is your job. The how is your subconscious mind's job. It is not your job. Your job is to decide. There's that word again. You have to decide who you're going to become. This was never about money. When I was struggling with money, it was never about money. It was about growth. And I will tell you this. I bought The Science of Getting Rich, Think and Grow Rich, You Too Can Be Prosperous. I thought I was buying these books to earn more money. I've never stopped putting these books down. It was never about money. So I want you to understand this whole thing about chasing money is not about money. It's about you. It's about creating a different you, creating the future you. Because I'm telling you, your future self is so much bigger than you think you are. And I'm telling you right now, you're closer to your desire than your senses are allowing you. But you have to get in models of people to mentor you that really understand this. Paycheck to paycheck, no more. It's an identity, not an income bracket. Do not accept it. Fix the identity and the income follows. It is like a shadow. I promise you this. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm not special. I just learned. Because why did I learn? Because I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. Stay the same person and a bigger number will only break faster. You have to change. You have to change. Now, why this matters, a lot of people say money isn't important. And I will tell you this, money, like Zig Ziglar used to say, it is just as important as oxygen. I remember 5 years ago, my mother passed away. But that previous year, I was paying $30,000 to $35,000 every month. She needed 24-hour care. I paid every cent. And to this day, I'm so grateful that I had built my life to that point because I'm aware most people can't do that. But I could not take care of her. I was not a care aide. And they are angels. And I'm telling you, but it was never about a nicer car. It was never about any of that. It was about being able to say yes when the person you love most needs you. And I promise you, people come to me and they say, I wish I would have taken you more serious years ago. Then they have something come up, they lose a job, they lose an income source, somebody in their family gets sick, and they don't have the ability that they need. Now, that's what your money mindset is really protecting, the people you do anything for. Wealth isn't something you chase, it's someone you become. I don't want you to ever forget that. So I want you to stop chasing money. I want you to disconnect from your bank account. And I want you to become somebody you've never met before. Because there is a person inside of you that is dying to come out. Someone that can do 10 times more than you. Someone can earn 10 times more than you. Our job is to let that person out. So I will tell you this. You're not bad with money. You're running an old program, an old set point. Decide to be wealthy. No one earns a lot of money until they decide to. Raise your standard. Reprogram that number daily. Do it now, not someday. This is day one. You are not on this video by accident. I'm telling you, this is your signal. What are you going to do with it? Because the ideas work only if you work the ideas. Listening to me isn't the deal. Implementation is the deal. And you've got to choose today. Today is day one.